Hello everyone, I'm Jessica Blackbird. Welcome to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you don't mind, leave an emoji in the comment section. You guys, Meghan McCain is back in the news. She has some words about Oprah, Harry, and Meghan. So let's get to it. It's by the Daily Mail. Meghan McCain says, "No, Oprah, Harry and Meghan's truce won't last. Here's why the professional troublemakers won't mind tearing down the monarchy and why the palace must fight back." Strong words out the gate from Meghan. The eyes of the world are on the United Kingdom. The future of the British monarchy has come together to mourn the loss of Queen Elizabeth II. It has been a dramatic and emotional experience for billions. Most remarkably, the Fab Four appeared to have called a truce. A global audience watched as feuding brothers Prince William and Harry and their feuding wives walked together in a rare joint appearance to greet the Queen's mourners and review the flowers and gifts left outside Buckingham Palace, where the Queen's coffin returned Tuesday after its 500-mile journey from Scotland. Why? After Harry and Meghan accused their family of racism, cruelty, and much more, even Oprah thinks that there's now hope for royal reconciliation. What happens from here is anyone's guess. But here's mine. This peace is temporary. It's more of a ceasefire. I never really held strong thoughts about the royals until Harry and Meghan splashed onto the scene. So she has some opinions. Since then, I've recognized that there is much to appreciate, especially the inspiring example set by the Queen. But I've also come to recognize something else. Meghan doesn't mind tearing the royal family apart. And here's why. Harry and Meghan are in the business of Harry and Meghan. And when they're creating chaos, business is good. Because these professional troublemakers have made their choice. After skipping town, they are no longer working royals and they don't want to be. They want to be A-list celebrities in America. They want to make Barack and Michelle Obama-sized money off podcasts and streaming deals. And possibly most significantly, they do not want to play second fiddle to anyone. To be blunt, they want to be King Harry and Queen Meghan. There was a minor uproar this week after the royal family updated the line of succession to the throne. Prince William is now number 2 after King Charles, and Prince William's 3 children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, are next in line. Then comes Harry and his kids, Archie and Lilibet, but they haven't officially been given the titles Prince and Princess, which is their traditional right as grandchildren of a monarch, as they now are. I know, who cares? Well, I bet there's one person that does, and her name rhymes with beggin'. This is just one of my many insignificant flare-ups that may convince Meghan to once again shout, "Off with their heads," and run off to Oprah to spill all the royal dirty laundry. No matter how many magazine covers Harry and Meghan grace, or interviews they give, or bombshells they drop to Oprah, they will never reign over England. The spotlight will never be on them the way it is on William and Kate. They have made it abundantly clear over the past 2 years that is an unacceptable way for them to live. So the next best thing for Harry and Meghan and company is to keep everyone fighting. To be a little bit crass, it is better for business for them if we're divided. They cannot make the same kind of money inside the royal family as they can outside of it, estranged and victimized. It is easier for them to get attention and showcase their increasingly progressively political beliefs if everyone is forced to pick a side. Remember, Harry has a tell-all book coming out to promote, but I have a warning for them. Public opinion is turning. With the passing of Queen Elizabeth, there is grief, respect, and understanding for just how large a role she played in the world. And there's a very human aspect of it all. The Queen spent her final years dealing with the drama they brought to her and the rest of their family. It puts things in perspective. There was once a time when even the slightest criticism of Harry and Meghan got one branded a racist and possibly caused them to lose their job. Ask Piers Morgan or Sharon Osbourne. You guys remember when Piers said some bad things about Meghan on his show? Did he walk off or was he let go? I don't quite remember. I remember him walking off. And then Sharon Osbourne took up for him on The Talk, and she was let go, although she says that she quit. Back to the article. Now, criticism of Harry and Meghan is more commonplace and does not have the same kind of backlash in the media it once did. Woke superhero and CNN host Don Lemon conceded that Meghan was coming from a place of privilege before she married Harry. Even Oprah Winfrey herself said she hopes that with Queen Elizabeth's death, Harry and Meghan have an opportunity to make peace with their family. As I said in my previous video, you guys, lots of times when family is going through a division, people are angry with, one another, sometimes a huge loss, like the death of a loved one, brings those people back together, and they start to realize our issues are not so grand, and they reconcile. But let's see how this turns out. Let me get back to Meghan and all of her vitriol. And that's the point. One of the most pertinent questions now is, can the royal family survive the melodrama and chaos of the Harry and Meghan era? It looks like an uphill climb. According to recent polling, while the monarchy is supported by a plurality of people across most age groups in Britain, it is among over 65-year-olds where the level of support is highest at 77%. Younger age groups are progressively more likely to oppose the monarchy, with 31% of 18 to 24-year-olds opting instead for an elected head of state. So, is it curtains for the royals? I'll leave that quandary to my British friends. But I do know this: if Harry and Meghan perceive some unconscionable slight, or even if their bank account runs low, they will return to their righteous crusade against the royal family. For all her hand-wringing over reconciliation, Oprah will welcome them back on her show to spew more vicious allegations without the slightest pushback. The progressive stars of the American media will happily usher them back into the fold to tell us all how terrible British and American culture really is. This is the reality. And if King Charles and Prince William want to have a fighting chance, they better start fighting back. William and Kate should make their case to the Generation Zers of the world. Explain how they can continue the legacy of your grandmother and work to maintain the critically important US-UK bond. Push back against vain and self-serving attacks on your characters, because if they don't, the centuries of tradition will only be used as fodder for the budding career of King Harry and Queen Meghan. She went there, you guys. So I don't really like Meghan McCain because to me, she's a flip-flopper. When Obama was in office, she totally hated him. When Trump was in office, she's a Republican. She would flip-flop whether she was on his side or not. And also, she makes everything about her. Everything. Although this didn't seem about Meghan. It seemed more about her dislike for Harry and Meghan. But I never agree with Meghan on anything. Meghan McCain, that is. But you guys, the more I know that there really was racism against Meghan, and I don't think that Harry lied on his family when he said they were concerned about the color of the child's skin and the texture and color of his hair once he was born. I don't think he lied, because I went back and looked at that interview. Those things were told to him. And because, in my opinion, he thought he could trust his wife, he told her what they were saying. And Meghan spilled those beans to Oprah, which caused an even greater rift. And yes, the final years of his grandmother's life once he married Meghan were in turmoil. She probably felt so outdone that so many things were being said about their family. But like I said, I don't agree with Meghan McCain on much. But once Harry and Meghan were married and they decided to leave, I think that Meghan is pulling the strings on Harry. And I don't think that he wants to be separated from his family. Okay, you can live in another country, but separated in that he isn't included in anything anymore. And it seemed that they were also very close before. And sometimes, I've seen this in my own life, sometimes a married woman will want control of that husband, and she will even try to separate him from his family so that she can have total control, pulling the strings and have her thumb on his neck. Now, I'm not in their relationship. I don't know what goes on. I'm just giving you my opinion. But Meghan needs to encourage her husband to repair the relationship with his family. And yes, they have children together, but she should want them to be repaired because of her children. They are a part of that family also. I just feel like she has caused a lot of this to happen. She could have come out and said, I'm being bullied, and there are some people who are very racist because I am a black woman. And yes, she calls herself mixed race and biracial. But in the United States, she has a black mother, so she is a black woman, whether she wants to accept it or not. Anyway, she should just encourage him. She does not have to be involved with his family, but her kids and her husband are blood to that family. And I think she should just encourage him, even if he has to go visit his father and the horrible, in my opinion, queen consort, and his brother and nieces and nephews, along with the kids. She can accompany him to the UK, but stay in London while he's with his family. Let them repair. I mean, not everyone gets to repair a relationship. And look at this. His grandmother passed away before he could really repair his relationship with her. So I would think if she had a heart, she would tell him, I don't have to have a relationship with them, but you do. because there will be so many regrets if he doesn't get back into the good graces and love. And they all have done things to one another that need to be repaired. But Meghan, you don't need to be in that relationship. Your relationship with your husband is secure. It does not mean that your relationship will fall to the wayside if he repairs his relationships with his family. And I'm speaking from experience. My first husband's family hated my guts for no apparent reason, maybe because I wasn't the girl that they wanted him to marry. And I always told him and encouraged him, it doesn't matter. I know that you love me. It doesn't matter how they feel about me. What matters is that you stay connected to your family. And sometimes I would visit, even though I knew they hated my guts, and I would just suck it up. That's what, in my opinion, she needs to do that. Just get out of the way and let them heal and repair. That is my opinion, you guys. What do you think? Do you think Meghan McCain is correct about what she's saying? Do you think that there's no way to repair that relationship because Meghan and Harry want to be king and queen? I don't buy that. I just think there's a lot of ego in the way when it comes to Meghan. That is my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Let me know what you think in the comments. And don't forget, please give me a like, a share, and a comment in the comment section.